In the previous topic, we implemented the click listener by implementing the appropriate interface and overriding the onClick method. But that was the difficult or lengthy way of setting an onClick listener. Don't we all like a little bit of shortcut? So, let's look at a simpler way of implementing a click listener. First, we are going to remove this section from here. Now, we'll use the set onClick listener method here. We type this and choose this option. In the block that is created, let's write the code for creating a toast. This is known as the lambda representation of implementing a click listener. We need not get into any more details here. If you run the app, it will work just like it did before. You will see that the icon for the run button appears a little different right now. It just shows that the app is already running and we want to rerun it. Just remember to click on this icon and not this other similar looking one. So we run the app. Yes, it does work the same way. When we click on this button, the message given in the toast appears. Now, you must be wondering, why did we teach the long and slightly complicated method of adding clicks when there is a lambda representation available? Well, the simple reason is that the longer method has been around for longer, and a lot of times you may see people using it. However, we will be using the lambda representation throughout this training, so try to remember the syntax. Okay, so till now, this is what our app can do. If we click on this button, the message appears. In a real-life scenario, this message will most likely be an error message that appears when the user will enter incorrect credentials. But we still need to work a lot on this screen to make it fully functional. The first step is to add another activity that will open when someone enters the correct credentials. For now, instead of making a new activity, let's use this screen as the next activity screen. Okay, to implement the toast inside the onClick listener, we wrote the code for the toast inside this set onClick listener body. But we can't write the code for the new activity here, right? Well, because it's an XML screen and needs to be prepared separately. What we need to do here is create a bridge between this screen and the next. We need to tell the compiler that when this button is clicked, our intention is to open this other screen. This bridge is known as the intent. So we need to create an intent inside this body here, since we want the intent to be triggered when the user clicks on the button. Inside the intent, we will give the source and destination parameters. The source will be this particular activity and the destination will be the Avengers profile activity. We will create an intent object here. The class intent already exists in the SDK. The concepts of Module 2, where we learnt about classes and objects, will come into use here. In order to use any class, whether it is a user-defined class or an inbuilt library class, we will have to create its object. Now, as parameters, we will pass this @new activity to be the source or the starting point. The ending point is the Avengers activity, which as of now is named as the main activity if you remember. We will use this syntax to give the destination here. This statement here is used to refer to the Java version of this main activity class. Well, why are we referring to the Java version? Because, if you remember, when we started with Kotlin in Module 2, we said that Kotlin for Android has been developed over Java, and hence there are still some dependencies that Kotlin has on Java. Try to remember this syntax. Now, we have created the bridge, but we need to pass this intent in the start activity method. Why? So that once the bridge is created, the next activity can start. So let's do that. We'll write the start activity method and then pass the intent object as parameter. Now let's run the app and see if the new screen opens. Let's go to our app. We click here. Oh yes, see, the new screen opens when we clicked the button. Don't you feel awesome about the app already? I sure do. But see, when we click on the button, both the toast and the new screen appear on the screen. Well, we don't want that to happen. We are itching to put some conditionals here and make it right, aren't we? In the next video, we will learn how to read the user input, and then we will add conditions for the toast and the Avengers screen. But before we end this video, let's look at the technical definition of an intent. Theory is important too, isn't it? An intent is an object that provides runtime binding between separate components, such as two activities. In simple terms, it creates a bridge between two activities. Remember, whenever we want to open new activities, we will have to create an intent. Well, that was all for this video. Click next to add more functionalities to the app.